Alright, so here's my first attempt at a video blog. Technically it's my third or fourth attempt after I've had to delete a few, but here we go again. And we're talking about the barriers of 21st century learning. When I was deciding which one I'd choose, I kind of narrowed it down by ones that I didn't think were the most obvious barriers, and that was one, curriculum, because it's pretty self-explanatory, including in the question that when you're talking about curriculum, if you're proving that you're meeting outcomes, then you're pretty much covered. The next one would be not having access to technology. Well, to be honest, most of education now, when it comes to research and stuff like that, where students rely heavily on the internet already, and lots don't have access to the internet, so they are still getting by, and the education system is still moving forward. And if we're even going before technology, I mean, lots of kids unfortunately don't even have access to just a safe and comfortable working environment when they're at home. So, in the end, the lack of access to technology, I mean, that can be solved by just simply having in-class work when you're working with technology, and at the same time making yourself available after school or when students need you because you're trying these new things. You need to roll with the punches. But the barrier that I see being the biggest is that's the way we've always done it. I think a major problem that you would experience with that is parents. I mean, many of them don't really have the technology, like technologically savvy to, and they feel that they can't help their children when they come home with a question, and then that falls back on you. You start to get emails about parents saying, why are you using Twitter? My son has no idea, I can't help him at home, and you didn't explain it in class. So realistically, those same parents probably can't help their kid with algebra or different math classes, but because you are trying something new, you start to meet this resistance. At the same time, I'd say one of the biggest drawbacks or um, barriers that you would experience with that's the way you have always done it is yourself. I mean, every teacher that graduated or is graduating with me this year, although we all have lots of experience with technology, we all learned in a system that didn't rely on it. We weren't heavily influenced by the internet and growing up in elementary, intermediate, and even high school to the extent that we are now, especially with Web 2.0 technologies. So for us, we have to step outside of our own comfort zone of how we've been taught and start to teach students a new way of learning. And I feel like stepping outside of your comfort zone is one of the hardest things you can do in anything, especially as young teachers trying to find your own way and trying to justify why you want to use these technologies when you yourself aren't entirely convinced that they will work because you've never experienced them before yourself. So that's my first attempt at a video blog. Hope it wasn't too awkward. And yeah, thanks.